Marco, a meticulous traveler, had spent months preparing for his Florence trip, booking hostels, printing tickets, and even learning Italian phrases. He was someone who hated surprises. On departure morning, Marco arrived 2 hours early, checked the board, and rewarded himself with a coffee. Everything was going exactly to plan. He settled into his window seat, stowed his bag, put on his headphones, and watched Rome fade behind him, quietly proud of himself for traveling alone. 40 minutes in, something felt off. The Tuscan hills had disappeared, replaced by flat fields and industrial buildings. Marco began to sense something was very wrong. Marco removed his headphones and turned to an elderly man across from him. In broken Italian he asked, "Scusi, questo treno va a Firenze?" The man's answer made his heart sink. He checked his ticket. Departure, 9:30. He had misread the board. The 9:45 train he boarded was heading somewhere else entirely. His perfect plan was in ruins. The old man offered gentle advice: visit Pescara, enjoy a few hours, then return to Rome and catch an evening train to Florence. But Marco just wanted to disappear. Marco arrived in Pescara with 4 unexpected hours to fill. He nearly stayed in the station, but his father's old words echoed in his mind: when life gives you a detour, take it. He stored his bag and followed the smell of salt and the cry of seagulls. 10 minutes later, he was standing at the edge of the Adriatic Sea. The beach was nearly deserted. Marco walked barefoot along the shore, the waves gentle and the sun warm. For the first time all day, he felt calm. He wandered through narrow streets, stumbled upon a small market, bought bread, cheese and olives from an old woman, and ate lunch in a sunlit square while watching children play. Returning to the station, Marco felt transformed. Less tense, less rigid. He had survived his mistake, seen something beautiful he'd never planned for. On the near-empty return train, Marco left his headphones in his bag and simply watched Italy pass by, coast giving way to hills, a landscape he now appreciated differently. He arrived in Florence at dusk and walked along the Arno River, watching the old bridges glow in the lamplight. The city was everything he'd imagined, and he'd finally made it. Lying in his hostel bed that night, Marco reflected. He'd made a foolish mistake, but he'd also discovered Pescara and learned that rigid plans could sometimes blind you to unexpected beauty. The next day brought the Uffizi Gallery, gelato near the Duomo, and the view from the bell tower. Florence delivered everything promised, yet none of it became his favorite memory. When friends asked about Florence, Marco surprised them. His favorite moment wasn't the art or the architecture. It was the wrong train, the empty beach, and a kind old man with a newspaper.